A man doesn't fall in love with you. He falls in love with the image of himself that he sees in your eyes. You make him think that he's lit, he'll always come back to you. That's better than any drug you can sell. Hey you guys, what's up, what's going on, how y'all doing? Make sure you subscribe to my power recaps. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I was this close, but I'll get back to that. So anyway, like I was saying, go ahead, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you don't miss my videos. And let me do the shout outs right now real quick because I have it up. So shout out to Keisha Charmaine, how you doing? You had said, I noticed that too, Jabari got excited when Lauren asked him to dinner. Bruh, she's not a grad student, she's a freshman, right? She probably like 17, maybe 18. Like, what you doing? He ready, man, he ready. But talking about he ready, we about to talk in a minute about one of them scenes that we saw in this particular episode. All right, and Saxon, hey Saxon, how you doing? So let me go ahead, pull up my notes real quick. Yo, and I'm so mad, y'all, because this is like the last episode until, this is the last episode until December, they said. That means we gotta go like, what's today, the 4th? That means we gotta go like 6 weeks with no power. I'm about to go through withdrawals, y'all. But at least they got other shows coming up. There's one called City Kings on HBO that's coming up. And I also been watching this other show. Damn, I forgot the name of it. It's like real weird. I forgot the name of it at the moment. But I've been watching that one too. Anyway, let me stop jabber-jabbering. We'll talk at the end, if anything. So, it's Tyreek's birthday. And I was like, what is going on here? Because everything was looking so different. I'm like, somebody got to be dreaming. And yeah, it was clearly Tasha that was actually having the dream. She was dreaming about Raina. She was dreaming about like all of them reunited. I mean, the only person that wasn't a part of her dream was Ghost. Everybody else was up in there. I mean, but you could tell that she feels like she failed as a mother from the things that she was saying in her dream. And Raina seemed like she was clueless. She didn't even know like exactly what was going on or whatever. So Tamika, she tells Sax that he's about to be all types of screwed and effed up if she has to go on the stand, because she's gotta, like from what we've seen thus far with Tamika, she's really like by the book. She's really the type that if she knows something, you're not gonna play with her, or you're not gonna try to make her commit perjury, because that's not the type of lawyer that she is. So she prides herself, even though she rolls around a little bit in the dirt, like she's not gonna fully get dirty. Okay, that's the type of person that Tamika is from what I'm seeing with her character. And at the end of the day, I feel like I can relate to her, because I remember when I used to work in a corporate office, baby, like y'all could not try to put nothing on me. Like, I will tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already knew, like, don't come to me with the BS, because I will be the one to be like, nah, it wasn't me. It was that person that did it. You ain't going, we don't do that. So I get what she's saying. Like, she ain't taking the wrath for nobody. Monet, she's teaching Diana how to be a boss, okay, a boss chick, and kind of get her on the right path to just kind of treat these F-boys as such, and just not get emotionally attached and just do what you gotta do. So she was telling her it seems like she doesn't have a handle on Officer Ramirez. Oh, but Monet let her know real quick. She showed her when he pulled up to the door unannounced. She let him know, like, you're not coming in here, like, you don't even have anything to offer with just you just come in and talk about you hard, so come rolling up here like, where you think you're going? Nah, you better be out. Like, I don't know, she got the right one with him, because if I was a dude and you talk to me like that, like, you need me at the end of the day. Like, I'm holding shit down for you. Your 2 sons could have just got arrested the other day. Are you really serious? Like, she must have some good pum pum for him to act so, because, or he must just love that fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about it that he's just intoxicated. So it's probably like a addiction or a drug for him, because you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You know, like, I'm valuable. You ain't gonna play me. But the crazy thing too is that Tariq and Kane, they both seen him as they was pulling up. And I feel like Tariq kind of got into his head and made him kind of see a bigger picture. Because I don't know if he just wasn't understanding, or he was just trying to maybe think that his mom ain't effing this dude. But I feel like when Tariq is like, wow, like, how could your mom trust him? And, you know, he must be real expensive. How much y'all paying him? And he couldn't really answer those questions. And it just kind of made him question his mom when they went inside. But she wasn't trying to answer those questions anyway. I mean, she's the type, she's going to tell you what she want to tell you, and you better get in line. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Don't try to think you bossing up the place, because there's only one boss here. Like, you the muscles, but don't get it twisted. This is my castle. I am the queen. And so, yeah, it was kind of like, I feel like that's kind of opening up his eyes. Like, yo, she's probably having sex with old dude. Like, it's something going on. You know, maybe he doesn't know for sure because they never really said the arrangement. But yeah, I feel like he's starting to get a little closer to actually figuring out what's up. So Monet asked Tariq who was the dude from the sketch that Drew had. But he just kind of was like, he ain't know. And he was like, you know, maybe you should ask Zeke. That might be a better thing for you to do, you know. So Sax, he's so desperate about the whole situation, and you know, he doesn't want Tamika to be on stand now. So he ends up going to Tariq and talking to him and saying, you know, it's gonna kind of fall back on you, because they're gonna ask me why I was there, and then they're gonna find out that you was there, and they're gonna find out that you lied because you didn't say that I was there. So it's like all connected, you know what I'm saying? It's all connected. So of course, you know, he's putting that in Tariq's head, so he calls up his mama and lets her know. And Tasha tells him that, you know, he should kind of avoid, like, why was it that he didn't tell her everything from the beginning or whatever? She says that a lie, even if it's omission of the truth, is still a lie, which I feel the same way. Like, if you're not telling me something, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm gonna call you a liar. That means that you lying to me, because you should have told me what's up. But at the end of the day, she was still lying to him as well. So it's like they both wanted the same at the end of the day. Like, you get it from your mama, you know? So Tasha, she spoke to McLean, and he wasn't with it. Like, she was trying to get Tamika removed off the stand, but he was like, that's not something that he wants to do. So Tariq, he actually goes to see Tamika as per his mother's request. Like, he was saying he could handle it, but at first she didn't really want him to get all, you know, crazy with Tamika or whatever. So she was trying to see what she could do, but since that didn't work, she was just like, do what you gotta do, like, make her listen to you. And I'm like, oh, that's what we doing now? Like, don't be killing Tamika, because I like her little fiery ass. You know, don't be killing her. So Tariq, he went to go see her, whatever, and he looked like he was actually about to shoot her at one point. But luckily, Davis had came through, and Davis came all the way through. Like, he just walked up inside her apartment. So he actually saved her, because I seen him getting ready to pull out the gun. Like, he was telling her his story, told her a whole lot, and then it seemed like he was about to shoot her down. But luckily, Davis came at that very moment. So now that's more information that she has to tell to Davis. So it's like everything, like I just said, everything is like going around full circle, man. So Riley, the niece, as we know, she's a spy. That's Sax's niece. And Braden, they've been spending a lot of time together. So she's giving information back to Sax. But she's not good at following directions. That's the bad thing about this little chick. Like, she making me mad because she's too pushy. She's doing too much. She's asking Braden like 101 questions And it keeps on being about Tariq. So it's like, yo, what's up with you? Why you keep on asking me a whole bunch of questions? Like, he even told her, like, yo, you being a buzzkill right now. Like, why you keep on asking me all these questions? Just stop, you know? I'm like, she gonna get herself caught out there. And I hope she do, because I'm already over her. Because every time she asks Brayden a whole bunch of questions, it just gets me so pissed off, you know? So now Tariq, he walks into his canonical studies class late. And Professor Jabari, he was just kind of like, you know how they just troll words. He's like, to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is to be forgotten. And I'm like, yo, I like that though. I like that. I heard somebody say, they didn't say the late part before, but they said the first two. They was like, to be early is to be on time. And to be on time is to be late. Like, this lady, I know she stays saying that all the time. But I usually like to be early, except it's to like a party or something, because when you early to a party, they want you to help set up. No, thank you. I'll come fashionably late. Thank you very much. Yeah, so he walks into the class, and the professor ends up extending the paper that he already had to write. I think it was already like 10 pages or so. Now he said you have to write a 25-page letter because it was supposed to be in at a certain time. So I'm like, well, hot diggity damn, sucks to be you, bro. Like, that's a damn shame. But yeah, at the end of the class, when they had a little discussion, it's like Jabari's getting a little too emotionally attached to him. Like, it seemed like, it's like they want to help him, but they like doing too much, and he's not the one for that. Like, yeah, they see this kid going through a tough time in life. Like, from the outside looking in, that's what you see. But homie's the one who caused the chaos. Like, he shot his dad, but they don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, this is what he wanted. He wanted his dad to be done, and this is what he got. So, but of course, you know, they're seeing it from the good standpoint. So following that, so he got a little rude with him or whatever, and he ends up apologizing later on, and he did write and redo the 25-page thing that he had to do. He brought it to Jabari when he was actually seeing his publisher, who is telling him that he's going to drop him if he doesn't get this book together. So Drew and Tariq meet up later on, and Drew tells Tariq that he needs to just kind of look out for himself, because at the end of the day, everything that Monet does is a test. So by her asking him about the drawing and all that, and him not saying what it was, he kind of failed the test right there, because she's trying to see who his loyalty is to, if it's to the kids, if it's to her. Because obviously she's the top dog, so, you know, and that kind of messes it up too, because now that she knows that they have some kind of rapport relationship, she can't really send Drew like that to go to go check on stuff, because she knows that they have some kind of, you know, friendship or guy code or whatever going on, so she probably not going to get real answers, you know. So yeah, Brayden ends up throwing a party for Tariq, a party that he really didn't care about, because at the end of the day, it's a celebration, but it's also a reminder that his twin sister's no longer in his life. She's no longer here. So he wasn't really feeling it, but, you know, he came to the dorm or whatever, and Brayden's brother ends up throwing liquor on him as soon as he gets there, which was annoying. And Tariq was just like, yo, like, your brother needs to really check himself before I put these hands on him, you know? Like, got straight Queens with him, you know? Like, straight New York style. And as soon as he walked away, Riley's going to talk about, oh my God, like, how can he talk about your brother like that? I can't believe it. Like, who does he think he is? He acts like he's all hood and stuff, but doesn't his family come from a good background, this and that? He's just like, why do you keep on asking these questions about Tariq? Like, just drop it. You know, he spazzed on her real quick, and I was like, yo, you are doing way too much, girl. Like, the way that you, like, her transitions from just chill to talking about Tariq is just way off, and it's just like, nah, you doing too much. Like, I would be upset too. Like, why do you keep on talking about my best friend? Like, do you want to film or something? Like, what is going on? You know, that's exactly what I would be thinking. Like, yo, you need to drop this shit right now, because it's not what's up. So following that, Diana, she ends up coming to the same party that, you know, that Tyreek was having for his birthday. Well, he wasn't having, but he was at for his birthday. And she comes with Drew. Drew actually saw the dude from the school that he had that little one night stand with, and homie act like he ain't know him from Adam. Like, the man walked past him like he was some kind of freaking homeless man trying to beg him for money or something. I was just like, yo, that's cold. He gave you his love and you gave him a cold shoulder. Like, I would have been hurt. I seen Drew walk outside. I guess he went back to the car. Later on, they did show a scene where the two of them was together. But once Diana mentioned, because she was already salty. I'm going to tell you why she was salty in a minute. Once the two of them was in there, she was like, who are you? And blah, you know, she gave him like the 3rd degree or whatever. But she already knew what time it was. So I guess everybody already knows about Drew. I don't know if his dad knows, but the immediate family obviously knows that he's gay now. Which, you know, that's good that he's able to be himself around everybody. That's probably why that could be the reason why the fathers try to push him to be more like aggressive and not have Cain do everything, because he wants him to get more masculine or whatever. You know, I feel like that's, now that everything's coming together, that could be part of the reason why. And so when this dude finds out that Zeke is his cousin, he's like, oh my God, that's your cousin? And then he's worried that the whole team is gonna find out. I'm like, Drew, baby, just take it for what it is. He was just an F-boy. He ain't nothing. He ain't nobody. And that's not the kind of people that you need in your life. And that's kind of like what his mother was telling him. Like, you know, nobody's going to treat you the way we treat you. And at this point, it's kind of looking like what she said was right, you know, because this dude is just garbage. Like, he needs something better in his life. I hope later on in the show or next season or whatever that he finds somebody better, because this dude ain't it. He's still on the cover, and he's worried about what everybody else is going to think, and he's not caring at all about Drew's feelings. It would have been better if he would have never seen him again. I think that would have been better, because it would have been more so a fantasy that was fulfilled, but you probably never, and you have it in your mind that you're never going to see that person again, you know? When a real true one night stand and I never see you again type of thing, you know, just one of those good memories you could kind of like look back on and smile. But unfortunately, reality messed it all up. So yeah, back to the whole Diana situation. So Diana, she was there talking to Tyreek or whatever, trying to, you know, be his girl for the night. And he was I feel like he was kind of brushing her off a little bit, because he knows that it could be one of two things. Like, maybe she could be feeling him a little something, but he also ain't stupid. Like, he knows that she's trying to be close to him because of the mother, so that's the easiest way. So it's a little bit of both. So you definitely got to be careful with those situations. And at the end of the day, look how the other girl from the other school that he got kicked out of, look how she treated him. You know what I mean? So he definitely got to have his guard up and not really get too involved with any of these chicks. So anyway, Lauren ends up pulling up as well, because I guess Brayden invited her. Dilemma. he got the best of both worlds, honey. I mean, damn. You go ahead with your bad self, Tyreek. Tyreek is balling. He's just like his daddy. He get it from that part from his daddy. So both of the two of the girls is there, and he ends up taking Lauren, like putting his arms around her, and he takes her upstairs or whatever to talk to her. Of course, Diana's pissed off about this. And the homie dead, like a few minutes later, he falls asleep. And I'm like, yo, homie just had like one drink. What's up with that? Come to find out, Riley slipped some drugs in his drink. So that's the reason why he was out cold so quickly. Because I'm like, yo, this dude cannot handle his liquor for nothing. She ends up, once Lauren left, she ends up going in the room, opening up his phone with his face. I'm like, yo, this chick, she get me so mad. She opens up his phone and takes she sends his location to herself. So with that being said, now, what's his name ends up having criminal information or criminalizing, like information that could put this dude in jail, okay? Criminalizing. It sounds so dumb when I'm saying it. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I am. But y'all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, he has incriminating, and that's the word, incriminating information now, because he was so like high off of all these things that he was telling his dad like he had to do what he had to do, and he had to pretty much like kind of confessing right there, which is, it should be inadmissible in court because of the means that it was taken, and you know, it wasn't like a confession where the dude was coherent. I mean, he could definitely deny it and say he said whatever just at that moment. And another thing that happened, I mean, this dude got effed all over. I'm pretty sure he would probably never drink again because he doesn't even know his drink was laced, number one. And yeah, number two, all the crazy shit that happened. So he ends up, Diana ends up swiping his gun, and she thought she did something good. When she came back to her mama talking about something, she took his gun because she was salty or whatever. Her mother's like, why would you do that? Now he's gonna know that somebody took it from him. That wasn't a bright idea. You know what I mean? Like, that was dumb. You know, like, you took his burner. Like, why wouldn't he have something like that? He needs to have these types of things. So to kind of make up for that, she ends up inviting him over the next day and has Zeke give the gun. I mean, not Zeke, Kane give the gun. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Following that, Zeke, he ends up going, I think this was the same night with the party. Zeke ends up going on a date with Miss Carrie, honey, Professor Carrie. And I'm like, please don't do it, girl. Don't do it. I seen it before when they was looking at each other before. He was trying to, you know, get that Mac Daddy on. But I'm starting to feel like she definitely does have some type of sex addiction. And I feel like she went further with him because of the fact that Jabari was calling her so many times. And Jabari was calling her so many times, and she didn't want to scratch that itch with him any longer because she's trying to cut ties because he hurt her so badly when he wrote that book about, I guess, things that happened in her life or their lives. So she's trying to really detach herself. So by trying to move on, she found a new addiction, a young superstar who he says that he doesn't love all the attention, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude. I mean, maybe he doesn't, but I don't know. I can't really call it just as yet because, I mean, he's always at parties. He's always a sense of attention. But just because you're there doesn't mean you necessarily like it. So, I don't know. I gotta see. I gotta see a little more to determine that. So, what happened after that? Jabari, he's so desperate to get this book because he's about to, like, get dropped from his label and all that, like I said earlier. So, homie, while he's reading Tyreek's paper, and it's made me so annoyed, he starts plagiarizing. How you the professor and you plagiarizing? I guess he like, ain't nobody going to know. Let me use this information real quick. He didn't even ask Tyreek, you about to put this in your book. And freaking, like, that's what you do now? That's why you making people write long freaking essays and shit so you can take their work? Man, this dude is a scammer, son. That's like one of the cardinal wrongdoings that will get you kicked out of college, even some high schools. And this dude is doing it. Are you serious? Like, you that desperate? Honey child. Final thing that happened that I'm going to talk about is that Davis, he goes to see Sax. And now the tables have seemed to turn. Because now Sax is like, he knows that Tyreek is the one who shot his father. Because, like I told you, he had that location. He took a video of Tyreek talking to his father's grave and kind of admitting a whole bunch of stuff. And he showed that to Davis. He's like, that's an inadmissible as a motherfucker. I mean, just let me tell you right now. Like, but he was like, I think he still kind of knows, like, all right, yeah, this could end badly and I want to win. I want to win this case. At the end of the day, his mom is my client. So he was like, you know what? Now they're going to work together. They're going to have, I guess they're going to end up putting Tyreek on the stand. He's going to talk to him. Then Sax will cross-examine. And that way, they'll be able to get Tasha out. His client will be freed. And they can get the real killer in jail, which will be Tariq. And he can get charged as an adult now because he's 18. So it's a win-win situation. Davis is like, at the end of the day, he doesn't care because Tariq, even though he's the supplier, he's the money maker, he's the one who's giving him the money, he ain't his client. So there's no privileges, there's none of that. So it's whatever at this point. And I'm like, well, hot diggity damn. Okay. Way to leave us with a little cliffhanger. So it's him against both of them. Damn. Tariq, how you get yourself in this mess? So yeah, back to what I was saying in the beginning, right? So the other show I was thinking about reviewing, but I'm like, damn, it already started. They already up to like episode 4, whatever, was the Tamar Braxton, because honey child, they all pissing me off. And I'm like, yo, I need more people to talk to about this because they all pissing me off. And I got so much to say about that show. But yeah, and I know the Braxtons is coming back. I did review the regular Braxtons a while ago. I don't know how they're going to be now because I know they were kind of, you know, upset about production and things like that. And how things were going and how their image was being portrayed. So I don't know if it's going to be more kumbaya type, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you guys, so I'm not going to see y'all again until December unless I decide to do that show or any other show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What's the name of the, I'm trying to remember the name of the other show that I be watching. Let me see if I could see it. It's, damn, what is the name? It's a good show though. Oh, here it goes. Lovecraft Country. That's another show that I've been watching. But sometimes it could be a little confusing because some of the stuff I never personally learned in Black history or, you know, certain things. I'm just like, I have to actually look it up, or I might actually watch a review of the show so that I can actually understand what's going on. So, but it's interesting though. But all right, guys, let's close it now. See y'all in the next one. Later.